In this video, I am going to try to provide you with a reason why you shouldn't put any waterproofing membrane underneath a wood deck, but am open to any suggestions from those who do it or have a good reason why. I have not been able to find a good reason why you put plastic, 6mm plastic underneath a wood deck when it is going to eventually fill with debris. And of course, a lot of times when I do come across this, if I see it on the internet, a picture of it, someone doing a video on it, or even come across it doing repairs to decks, it's usually flat, it's level, and the water can just sit in little pool areas. And if it's not perfectly flat, which most of the time it isn't. So if you have a reason why, you got a good reason, I'd love to hear it. And don't be afraid. If you have a reason why and you think someone on the channel is going to judge you, email it to me. Email me your opinion. But I am curious. I live in Southern California and just don't see a reason for this. You live in the Northwest where it rains a lot, something like that. You might have a good reason. I want to hear it, so share it with me. Now, my thinking is that any debris that falls between the cracks of the decking, and I have seen a lot of debris accumulate in decks over the years, is going to create a problem. Or should I say even a bigger problem if you have debris piling up on top of plastic. If you have debris piling up and it's decomposing into the ground, fine. But if you have debris that's sitting on top of plastic that is also accumulating moisture and water, and it's not draining off anywhere, you could get some horrible smells. And I've actually removed decks before and found, I remember one time when I found the bones of what looked like to be a cat underneath one of these. So, I could just imagine the horrible smells coming out of this. So again, I can't see it. If you're going to drain it off in one direction, great, but this could also create a problem for the area where you are draining the water off to. Now, what about putting gravel on top of this? This is normally what I see. Someone has plastic, they put the gravel on top of it. And what does this do? This allows for the debris to accumulate in the gravel instead of just sitting on top of the plastic. So I don't see a good reason for that. So let's take a look at sloping the plastic or the waterproofing membrane. If we sloped it away like this, we're going to have water coming into the area where our stairs are. Water simply draining off to each side, and of course water draining back to the foundation. So obviously this isn't going to be a good method, but I thought about this. How am I going to slope this? Away from the house? I'm going to build this up about 3 inches if I have a 12-foot deck to get a 1/4 inch per foot slope. And, I'm going to have to kind of drain it off to the side. How are you going to get this? Again, what's the reason? What is the reason for the plastic in the first place? Now, the only thing I could think of, if you do need it, you do need some type of plastic for a reason, then it's going to have to slope to the center. You're going to have some type of a drain, or it's going to have to slope to an area where you can have a drain. And then, of course, this drain line would need access in case it ever needed to be cleaned. So you would need to have something, some type of a panel built into the deck. And again, I drew this way here, but this doesn't mean you would have to, if you could slope it off, you could do this in a variety of different directions to get it to work effectively, to get it to go away from the foundation, away from other parts of the deck that could have problems if the water is draining towards that area. So a drain, yes, if there's a reason why we need it, maybe this right here is going to be the best alternative. Now, I do have one final suggestion, and that would be if you are putting the plastic on there to keep it away keep the water away from a basement or creating some type of problems for the home's exterior footings, then maybe you could put a piece of waterproofing membrane, maybe about 4 foot wide, and try to have it slope away from the foundation, or have something here to where the water can't roll back in towards the foundation, because that would defeat the purpose. But do not forget, I made a video on a walkway, and I'll find it and I'll put a link here. And it kind of went around a house that had a basement. And I explained, I think that was the video where I explained how the water, you can drain the water off to the side, but sometimes the water is going to roll back or even go in the ground and then towards the footing or the wall of the basement anyway. So the width of this might need to be farther. And once you're getting to where this is about 6 foot and you're sloping it away from the building here, I don't know how much good it's going to do. Kind of a thing there is, how far away would the plastic need to be before it was effective? And if it needs to be about 10 feet away, then, underneath your deck, but it's not going to be around the rest of your house, again, what would be the point in it? So let me know what you think. I don't know everything. I know some of you people know that I don't know everything. Some of you people think I know everything, can answer any question there is. But I've made my statement, and let me know if this is something that needs to be done in certain areas and your reasoning for it.